So let's talk about the story of Iran conflicts, how it all started. It started with the 1979 Iranian Revolution. Before 1979, Iran was ruled by a king called the Shah, who was friendly with the United States and some Western countries. After the 1979 Iranian Revolution, Iran became an Islamic republic, a government led by religious leaders instead of elected politicians. Soon after the revolution, Iranian students took over the US embassy and held American diplomats hostage for over a year. This event broke trust between Iran and the United States forever, and Iran began calling the US the Great Satan. Iran also cut ties with Israel and began supporting groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and other fighters linked to its government, often called proxies, who opposed Israel and the US allies in the region. Why the US and Israel worry about Iran? Nuclear program, number one. Iran has been building up its nuclear program for years. Many countries, especially the United States and Israel, fear that Iran could use this nuclear program to make nuclear weapon, not just energy. If Iran got nuclear weapon, the US and Israel believe it would destabilize the entire Middle East and threaten their security. Another reason is military influence and proxies. Iran supports armed groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon, militias in Iraq and Yemen that have been in conflict with US allies of Israel. These groups sometimes launch attack and increase regional tension, which makes Israel and the US nervous. Another one is their long-standing hostility. Iran government, especially under leaders like Ruhollah Khomeini and his successor, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the one they just killed, took strong anti-US and anti-Israel position. Iranian leaders have often said they oppose Israel's existence and see US influence as a threat to their independence. So, from the perspective of the US and Israel, they see Iran's military might, nuclear ambition, and regional alliance as a serious threat that justifies direct involvement. This has led to sanctions, diplomatic pressure, intelligence operations, and now military strike. Let's talk about the recent events. On February 28th, 2026, the United States and Israel launched coordinated airstrike against multiple targets inside Iran, including military bases and nuclear facilities. These strikes were part of what they called Operation Epic Fury and Roaring Lion. Report says that Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed during these attacks. Iran's media later confirmed his death. Khamenei was Iran's most powerful leader since 1989, in charge of the military government and religious institutions. His death marks a major turning point in Iranian history and could lead to major political changes inside the country. While some people reacted emotionally after the news of the strike, and especially after reports of Khamenei's death, some Iranians were seen celebrating in videos online. This doesn't mean all Iranians supported the foreign attack. Many civilians are scared, sad, or uncertain, but there are Iranians who are deeply unhappy with their government, especially groups who have protested economic hardship and political repression. Some people said he was sending money to Gaza instead of doing something for his own people. And that was the genesis of the whole economic hardship. Some of these people saw the strikes as weakening the regime, and their reaction reflected relief or hope rather than support for violence. So, celebration by some group are individuals' reactions, not a national consensus. What this means worldwide. The US and Israel says they acted to prevent Iran from becoming a nuclear threat or to protect their allies. Many other countries, including European and Gulf states, have called for restraints and diplomacy instead of full scale war. Inside Iran, the government has pledged retaliation and the region could see further conflicts. So, in simple terms, Iranian government and the US, Israel have been enemies for decades, mostly because of different beliefs, power struggles, and fear of Iran getting nuclear weapons. The recent strikes are the biggest military escalation yet. The death of a leader like Khamenei is huge and could change the future of Iran and the Middle East. Celebration by some Iranian are people expressing relief at a government they see as oppressive, but not everyone feels the same. For more content like this, follow, like, share. If you have any question, Google is your friend.